Oh, we can't hear you.
Yeah, it'd be helpful if I did the unmute. We are going to be talking about attaching emotions to prospecting. Or if it's not necessarily the word prospecting, go ahead and fill in the blank with whatever it is in your job that is your number one task. This is like the one thing that I have to do every day on a daily basis, no matter what. And if I don't get it, if I get this done on a daily basis, everything else becomes superfluous. Superfluous. That's my 50-cent word for today, which means that um, everything else becomes something that is that it's not as important if you just get these things done. And I will tell you that if you figure out what your one thing is in the role that you are on your team, and then also figure out in your personal life what is your one thing in your personal life, and not let things get in the way, you're going to have a lot less drama, a lot less stress in your life. Okay, so I'm going to randomly pick Anna. Anna, you're in the middle of the screen, so that's why I'm going to pick you. Anna, what is the one thing in your role that you have to get done every day?
I have to make sure that all listings are updated.
Okay, so that's your one thing, making sure that all the listings they've got all their pictures, we've got all the videos, the descriptions are all accurate. I know you assist Howard, making sure we got all our signed listing paperwork. So that is your one thing. And what happens if you don't, folks? What happens if you just blow that off?
Well, everything falls everything is messed up. Like for
Yeah.
if one listing is not updated on its price, then it's like everyone is affected.
Yes. So here's what I would ask you is to attach some kind of emotions to getting that done, because obviously getting that done, allows you to have a sense of accomplishment and your pay and everything else and all of that.
Yeah.
But what's the one thing in your personal life that's you have to do this on a daily basis, or it's really important for you on a personal level? What's important to you on a personal level?
Related to work or personal level?
Yeah, what's important to you? Is it your family? Is it your children? Is it your spouse?
Yeah.
What's really important to you?
Family.
Family, okay. And Anna, do you have children?
Yes, two children.
Two children. And what's their names and what's their ages?
All two girls, Iana and Amory. Iana is 8 years old and Amory is 5 years old.
Amory. So Iana and Amory.
Yes.
So let's say, do you have you ever taken them to a special place, like, not like necessarily like kind of like in the US, everybody wants to take their kids to Disneyland. Is there some kind of version of that in the Philippines?
Yes, we have, but I haven't took them there yet.
Okay. And but do you plan on taking them there? What's it called there in the Philippines?
It's Enchanted Kingdom.
Enchanted Kingdom. Okay. So this is how I want you to attach emotions to what you do on a daily basis, right? So, and I want to talk to you more about that and setting that as a goal of getting and say spell your 8-year-old's name for me.
Yana.
And pronounce it for me.
Yana.
Yana. Okay.
Yana.
And that letter in the middle, is that N as in Nancy or M as in Mary?
Nancy.
Okay,
Nancy.
Yana. So Yana is 8. And spell Amory's name for me.
AM as in Mary. ARIE.
Amory. Oh, beautiful. Amory. Amory and Yana. Yeah, such interesting names for your daughters. Okay. So Anna, let's say that you got up this morning, or you're gonna go talk with Yana and Amory, and you're gonna say, "Hi Yana, hi Amory, good morning. Guess what? Mommy is gonna take you." It's called the Enchanted what?
Enchanted Kingdom.
Enchanted Kingdom. Okay. Mommy and Daddy are gonna take you to the Enchanted Kingdom in 6 months. and I promise we're going to take you to the Enchanted Kingdom. One of the things I need you to help mommy with is like when I'm working and stuff to make sure that I can continue to do my job because our leaders, Adrian and Attilio, are going to work out some kind of goal program where I can create some incentives or some reasons to save up money to go to the Enchanted Kingdom. They're gonna work with me, and we came up with a goal, and this is the date, whether it's 6 or 12 months from now. And I promise you that we are going to go to the Enchanted Kingdom. Where mommy needs your help is that when I'm working, know that I'm working towards that goal of making sure that all the listings are ready to go so that I can help you, so we can together go to the Enchanted Kingdom. So you see, now we're attaching emotions. Now I'm going to get real heavy on you right now. So let's say you got up, the week before the date that you planned to take Yana and Amory to the Enchanted Kingdom, and you promised them, right? And do you always keep your promises with your children?
Yes, as much as possible.
Yeah, and then if we don't keep, but you never want to break a promise with your children, do you?
No.
No. So what if you said, you know what? Something came up. You know what, Yana and Amory? I know mommy promised that I would take you to the Enchanted Kingdom, but I'm going to have to break my promise. Going to have to break my promise. Now think about that. And obviously Amory and Yana are not your children. Everybody else on here. But think about the emotions that just came into your head right now. The disappointment, the stress, the guilt, the heartbreak. You would never, ever want to have a conversation with your children saying, mommy's got to break her promise. So how I want you to think about that emotion that you have right now is like you human beings, we avoid pain. We move away from pain and we move towards pleasure. Pleasure is, we're going to the Enchanted Kingdom. Yay! Pain is, mommy's got to break her promise. We're not going to go to the Enchanted Kingdom. Okay? So how I want you to attach emotions to whatever it is that's your one thing in your role here on the team is in your head, you've got to say, you know what? Attilio, Adrian, or Howard, or the clients, Anna, this is what you're going to say, Anna. You say, I promise that my one thing every day is I'm going to make sure that these listings are up to date and they're good to go. So, and I'm not going to put you on the spot and come beat you up later on, Anna, but so say it with me right now. I promise every day to make sure that these listings are taken care of.
I promise every day that all the listings are being taken care of.
Yes. And you know what I like about Anna? What I love about Anna? She never breaks a promise. So you see how now we've attached like a huge amount of emotions where you're going to be like, oh, shoot, and so, and you're human and people make mistakes and there's always sometimes there's more workload than we got time in the day. So I'm not telling you stay past your shift and work off the clock and stay up 24 hours. What I'm saying is that attach emotions to that one thing and it'll not force you, but it'll motivate you to be more committed to being more efficient. If there's more efficient ways of doing things with the photos, with the descriptions, getting on the listing partners to make sure that they provide you all the accurate information so you're not having to chase them for stuff that they should have given to you up front. And then picking up that phone or calling them and following up with them and saying, hey, you know what? I made a promise to my kids. I'm going to take them to the Enchanted Kingdom, and you're messing up my promise right now because you didn't give me that listing paperwork. You didn't help me track down that seller's disclosure, or you didn't go, and then Damien, same thing. You say, Damien, you're messing up me taking Yana and Amory to Enchanted Kingdom. Where's my photos? Where's my video? And whoever does the 3-in-1. So that's what I would tell you to do is to, there's 6 things, there's 3 things, when we're faced with situations, whether personal or for business, we have a decision, we have a path to go. And here are the 2 pathways that we can go. One is called the 3 R's and one is called the 3 C's. The 3 R's, so write this down. The first one is resistance. Resistance. And how resistance shows up as human beings? You know what? I'm not going to bother with that right now. I'll get to it later. And then, oops, you know what? I forgot to do it before the end of my shift. Whatever. I'll just do it the next day. That's the resistance. And then the next one is then all of a sudden, you know, Howard's like, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? And then we go into resentment. Man, why is Howard always following up with me on this and bugging me about this, getting this done with these listings? And then the next one that we fall into is revenge. And we're all guilty of it. We'll do things like give our significant others the silent treatment. Not make time to be with them, or if they're making a special dinner for us, like not being cognizant of being there on time or early. And then that's how we project revenge to the people in our lives. So it's resistance, resentment, and revenge. We're all guilty of it. And now you know what those feelings are and how you're behaving and how other people are behaving. Now we can label it and we can understand it. So now you're saying, Attilio, we've got 4 minutes left. Can you tell me about the 3 C's? Because I know that the 3 C's is where I'd want to be, right? This behavior is like a coin. How many sides does a coin have? Just give me the basic answer. Anna, how many coins does a side have?
2.
Adrian's saying 2. Yep. Heads or tails? So what I'm giving you is human nature. Resistance, resentment, and revenge is one side of the coin. Now we're going to flip that coin over because that's just how human beings are. We're never one or the other 100%. There's no such thing. So the other side of the coin is the 3 C's. Number 1, communicate. Communicate. If you're having issues or challenges or somebody is treating you in a way that's not making you feel nice, communicate in a way, again, and communicate in a way, and then we branch off to the 3 C's. I mean, not the 3, but the 3 ways that we can communicate. Number 1, we go to the source. I know I've talked about this before. So draw an arrow off of communicate, and you're going to write source. If I have a problem with Anna, I'm not going to talk to Renee. I'm going to talk to Anna, right? I'm going to go straight to the source. I am going to assume positive intent. Something must be going on in Anna's life. She didn't get up this morning and mess up all the listings because that's what she wanted to do this morning. Anna, I don't think you put on your daily task list to make people's days miserable, do you?
No.
Make Renee's day miserable. Make Robin's day miserable. Make Howard's day. I don't think that ever was on your checklist and will never, ever be on there. So assume positive intent. So write the word positive. So positive intent. And then come from curiosity. Don't accuse, ask questions. Hey, what's going on? I noticed you blah, 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 blah. Okay? So that's how we communicate. Go straight to the source, assume positive intent, and come from curiosity. The next C is compromise. Right? Things are just not always. Are you more dedicated and committed to being right, or getting in alignment with this other person? Because people will be so focused on being right that they alienate people around them. They just want to argue and be adversarial. So compromise is the next C. And then the last one is cooperate. You can communicate, you can work out the compromise, but if you don't take the actual action and cooperate with the other person, then you're going to start slipping back into the 3 R's: resistance, resentment, and revenge. So that's it for today. I'm going to randomly pick some people with some big takeaways or ahas. Alicia, what's your big takeaway for today, Alicia?
Just a reminder, just a reminder of, I like the 3 R's, being mindful of when I'm faced with challenges, that there is not a resistance, both at home and at work to me.
Yes.
Because sometimes I face that with my kids, that you know, either it's them being resistant to what I'm trying to share with them, or it's me not wanting to hear what they have to say.
Exactly.
But practicing the communication, and one of those things that you had, you know, said, what's your one thing? I thought about immediately is that I communicate every day with my kids, whether it's text or phone. Every morning, I talk to every one of them.
Oh, nice.
Except for the one that I always text because she doesn't want to talk on the phone. But it's a point that I make every day to do, just because they're on my heart and mind every day. So that 3C thing is really important to me, and that's something that I work with every day in whatever I do. And then just a reminder about the R's and being mindful of that. So it was a reminder for me today.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting you mentioned that. I was listening to a podcast yesterday about a mother's love.
Hmm.
Literally, of all the different types of love that exists on this planet between one human being and another, the
Hmm.
love between a mother and their children is the most powerful. They actually did an experiment with monkeys, and the little rhesus monkey, they had the mom, and they had one, like it was like a fake robot, like kind of doll mom, and one was a wire thing that gave the milk, so the baby went to the milk. But then the other mom was like a soft terry cloth mom. And
Hmm.
even when they like shook the thing or had these, it wasn't spikes, but these pokey things that came out, the baby monkey would always, even no matter how they were treated by the mom, the fake mom, it would always go back to the mom.
Hmm.
So I will tell you right now, the most powerful relationship on this planet is between the mother and the children. And I'm not saying it's not there with the father, but for some reason, because you are the ones that give birth to them,
Hmm.
that primal and instinctual connection, if you think about it with our kids, is that love. They're always seeking that love from their mom, no matter how old they get. We're always seeking that connection with their mother. Then that goes out into the rest of how we are in the world as adults. So good job, mom.
Okay.
So anyway, okay, so it is 9:01. I hope you guys are having an awesome Friday today. And let's go and communicate, compromise, and cooperate with each other, okay?
All
Aloha.
right. Have a nice weekend.
Okay.